Stop. Remove that word from your vocabulary. You send that to clients. No such thing as a past client. You need to think of every person you ever talk to as a customer. As soon as you talk to them about real estate, they're a client. Welcome to Tuesday morning Samson Plus Coaching. We're going to talk about how to make money today. And we're going to talk about how to focus on things that make money. How many of you guys went to the Top Producer Takeover? Pat, I know you were there. Zach, you weren't here yet. So anyway, we're talking Top Producer Takeover. Jared James, smart guy. We've all heard of him. We know Samson pays for you to get group coaching or online coaching from him. And it's pretty awesome stuff. At Top Producer Takeover, he talked about the left and the right side of the transaction. We are all good at the left side of the transaction. Samson provides you all the tools you need and everything you do to make a transaction. So from the time that you start working with a client to the time it's closing, that is the left side of the transaction. We need to figure out how to spend more time on the right side of the transaction. That is what happens after you close a deal. Does anybody know, Pat, you were at the thing with Jared James, besides Pat and me, how many of you know what one client should be worth to you dollar-wise? Unmute yourself and spit out some answers, guys. In Northern Virginia, the average client is worth $170,000 in commission. How much do you make off of one deal? 10 or 15,000? And this is going to get real boring fast if it's just me. So everybody unmute. I want some conversation here. Camera's on, unmuted. Let's hear from you.
In Harford County, our average is not that.
What is it, Gina?
It's about 5,000 to 6,000 on a 400,000. That's our median sale price.
And you're West Virginia, I assume.
No, I'm Harford County, Maryland.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so for you, the average client is probably worth 100 to 120,000, and you're making 5 or 6 on that first transaction. Where is that other 90+ thousand coming from? Referrals, repeat business. So if we're spending all of our time focused on being a good realtor, a good admin, then we're missing out on 90% of the money that we should be making from that client. So we need to focus on what matters. We need to work on what makes us money. Does creating flyers make you money?
No.
Does putting things in SkySlope make you money?
Nope.
Get you paid. Now I gotta tell you, SkySlope's a wonderful tool. Samson provides it for us. If you guys haven't noticed, it's integrating into Bright. So people will be able to submit offers straight into your SkySlope through Bright. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but Bright's growing.
Right.
SkySlope's growing, so it's there. We make money when we talk to people. I did 11 million last year. 95+% of that was referral based, repeat client based. I spend 75% of my time getting more clients to work with. Now, I'm dabbling into some online leads and some things like that with Samson Connect and things, different avenues to grow my business. But I could just keep doing what I'm doing now, do 17 to 23 transactions a year, make my $250,000, $300,000 a year and be happy. Well, we're not. We're going to grow. So we're going to focus on other avenues. But if you're not doing 10 million a year, you aren't leveraging your relationships. Now, I don't want you to call and bug your friends to buy and sell houses. That is part of it. Following up, staying connected, but focusing on the right side of the transaction and how to gather that other $100+ thousand that you didn't get from that one transaction. So administrative tasks, wasting time. I waste a lot of time. Oh my gosh, Zach, you've been around. You see me waste a lot of time doing stuff. But getting focused on what makes us money. Laura, L2, what do you guys do to make money? Where do you go get it? Unmute, please.
We call people.
What's up?
Hey, how are you? We call people.
You call
That's
people.
how we get money.
You guys have a dialing system.
Yep, that's how we do it.
How many calls a week do you guys make?
Between all of us?
Yep.
2,500.
2,500 calls a week. And out of those 2,500 calls, how many appointments do you get?
Larry's right here too.
Hey, Larry.
Took
Saved by
We just took three listings last week and three listings this week. So it's
Okay,
getting
so 2,500 calls is getting you three. So just over a 1% return. Is that math right? Anybody?
getting pretty busy.
Yep, and it's awesome. How many of you have time to make 2,500 calls a week?
Nobody.
Nobody. All right. So that's not tenable for unless you have a big team like L2. I'm a big team. You guys have several folks on your team making those calls.
Yep.
So tasks like that need to be scaled for an individual. We need to take the things off our plate that aren't making us money. We need to transfer that. Now, Samson provides us all the tools, all the programs we need to do business. And that will help you streamline to a certain point. But then you get to the point where you're doing more than one transaction a month on average. And then you get focused on that. How many of you guys experience that up and down business flow? You know, you're making 100,000 this month and you're making nothing for the next two. Been there. I've been there for a long time. I know this is I got to tell you, usually in November, I sit down and figure out how I'm going to eat in February. Because I know in November that my business is going to go down and slump down, and then I'm not going to see any income until February. Well, I changed the way I did things last year, and I offloaded as many of my administrative tasks as I possibly could and got them off of my plate. So I didn't get busy in the fall and not focus on growing my business. Therefore, I didn't have that slump. I don't have a flat line. I'd love to have I like a slightly slighted line going up every month. But I'm not having those pitfalls in my business because I figured out, Sarah Mormon preaches this from the top of the mountain, stop doing tasks that don't make you money. Most of these folks are licensed agents who are looking for some steady income. So most of the people in the team, might be all of them, but most of them are other agents. So they can actually write an addendum, write a notice. Again, at your instruction, do that for you. And for $200 a month, you can't beat that. What about reaching out with your social media? How many of you guys are posting a video at least once a week? One. All right, George.
I am now.
You am now. Ashley, how many videos do you post a week? All right, Ashley can't unmute right now, so we're good.
Sorry, I'm here.
There you go. How many videos do you post a week?
I usually post about 4 to 5 because that's my main source of leads.
Awesome. That's awesome. Do you edit those yourself or do you have an editor?
I do edit them, but they're faster now that I do it so much. But before, it does take a lot of time. You
guys, how many of you guys are my friend on Facebook or follow me on Facebook? If you're not, go do it. Go take a look. You'll see my videos have changed quite a bit recently.
Do I have to be your friend on Facebook?
Well, Laura, I
just on Facebook, Laura.
Laura, you're everybody's friend. You've never met a person you want to be friends with.
That's true. That's true, Pat.
I get along with everybody. I may not love everybody, but I
am your friend on Facebook.
Get along with everybody. So you'll see my videos changed. I've hired an editor in the Philippines to edit my stuff because I'm really good at posting. As someone challenged me a few years ago to post once a day, every day for 30 days. They actually wanted me to go live when Facebook Live got popular. And I got to tell you, I hate that Facebook Live. I feel it's intrusive. It's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be like when your friend went live, everybody got a notice that you were live right then. So I did a video almost every day for 30 days, and I got comfortable making videos. I'm old, I'm fat, I'm ugly. You can see all the gray. I said I'm fat. I've over 100 pounds of weight loss. So I definitely look better now than I did when I was making videos 5 years ago. So making videos every day. Now I'm probably doing 4 a week, but I've now hired an editor. So even my quick one-off reels, like if I'm somewhere and I'm just shooting a reel, I turn around and post that immediately. But something that I want more attention, something that I want to grab an audience for, I send off to the editors and have them do. He charges me $15 to edit a reel. So I can send him a raw reel. He adds in B-roll graphics. He adds in pictures of people walking and talking, money flying out of my head. He adds all that stuff in, and it only costs me $15 a video. He does my long videos, my 5 to 15 minute videos. He'll produce that. He'll edit it. I can make as many revisions as I want. I send it back to him, say this is good. Then he'll pull 2 reels out of that. Do you know how long it would take me to do that? I'm pretty good at it and it would take me a couple hours. I take that task and shift it off. So what we need to find in our business are things, nothing is a waste of our time if it's putting into our business. We need to stop working in our business and start working on our business. Think about that. In your business means that you're the one filling out every form. You're the one checking every deadline. You're the one who's editing your flyers. You're the one doing all these administrative tasks. Well, we need to get away from doing that if we truly want to grow. I mean, I'm at 11 million. I'd like to be at 20 million. I'd like to be at 30 million. So what I'm doing is definitely switching my focus from working in my business to working on my business. What is working on my business? Zach, give me 2 things I can do to work on my business instead of in my business.
Prospect.
Zach is faking a broken microphone so he doesn't have to talk right now. Anybody else? All right.
Prospect and farm.
Prospect
Open
and farm.
houses.
Zach
houses.
Zach was going to say farm because I'm Zach's coach right now, and I know he has found his farm. He's identified his farm. We talked about how to do it. But Zach, did you make the postcards that you sent to your farm? You did. Zach's brand new. But Zach's making his postcards now because he's brand new. You need to know how to do every administrative task, but you need to get to a point to where you don't have to do them. You have someone else do them. Samson has a concierge service that will put all that together. You can hire a TC to do your transactions. A TC from Samson is great. Not knocking it. When you're new and you just need someone to dot the I's and cross the T's, get sure all your paperwork throws through and take that off your plate, they're awesome. But at some point, you need to get to a TC that does more than just manage one transaction at a time. You need a TC that's actually managing the process of your transactions. My wife is a transaction coordinator for 5 or 6 agents now, including me. She is from the time you talk to a client to after the close. She will fill out all the paperwork for you. She'll literally do your listing agreement, your buyer's agreement for you, and push it all the way through, get all the signatures, everything. She'll schedule the inspections, order the homework. She will do everything, soup to nuts, for any agent that she's working with. Now, that's not a cheap thing. That's not where some of you might be in your business. But if we can start taking those tasks off one by one, using someone else to create our flyers for you, using someone else to do the follow-up, make sure all the expiration dates in the contract are followed, make sure your buyers get their EMD in time, make sure your buyers know that they need to respond to the home inspection before it expires. You need to get those tasks off your plate. Now, this doesn't replace your communication with your client, but it takes the stress of having to make sure things are done in a certain time frame off of your plate and sets them on someone else that you can trust. Now, are you going to trust that $200 transaction coordinator on your first deal? No, but as you build that relationship and you see them, deliver time and time again, it would get to the point. Before my wife did it full time, I had a transaction coordinator from Samson, and I got to tell you, I built a relationship. It got down to where she knew what I wanted. And she knew that after she'd done 4 or 5, 6 deals with me, oh, Pat wants this addendum filled out this way. She would actually do the addendum for me, send it to me to approve, and then it would send. So I didn't even have to think about it. It took that off my plate. It took me out of being in my business and allowed me to work on my business. Since coming to Samson, I think this is year 6 for me. I more than doubled my business in my 3rd year at Samson. Because I started doing that. My goal was to double my business again. I want everyone on this call to double your business again. Don't shout out your numbers, but think about where you are and where you want to be 12 months from now. If you continue on the path you're on, are you guaranteed to double, triple, quadruple, wherever you want to be? And the answer is no. You're not. If you don't stop focusing on the administrative part and work on the sphere of influence calls, work on the farming, work on internet leads if that's your thing, focus on getting more people to your open house. If you use, I want to call it KV Corsdale, if you use Bold Trail or Lofty, do you know that it will post for you to all of your social medias? It will you go in and tell it what holidays you want to follow. You tell it what type of content you want, and on a, I say, a bi-weekly, tri-weekly basis, it's posting content for you. And all you had to do is go in and spend 15 minutes setting it up. And then every once in a while, once a month, once every month, just go in and make sure it's posting. Now, that's great to build a baseline of content for your socials, but what it's not doing is that personal interaction. And we all know that your face is what sells you. Your voice, your face, your time is what sells you to your sphere of influence and to the people that you meet on the social. Ashley says that the bulk of her business is coming from posting videos on social media. I probably get 3 to 5 transactions a year just by continuing to post on social media. I don't do, hi, I'm Pat, I'd like to help you buy and sell your house. No, I talk about everything else. I talk about everything else in my life that I like to do. And because I'm shifting those admin tasks off of me, I have more time to do the things I want to do and to focus on my business. What other tasks do you guys have that you think we could shift off to an administrative person to get them off your plate so that you can spend more time doing the things you want to do, including growing your business?
Well, one of the things, I'm a new agent. Hi, Pat. Good
Hi,
morning.
Davina. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. Good. I did my first open house this weekend, and I was actually, supporting another agent. And I realized that putting up the signs for the open house, even as the new agent, I, won't speak for everyone, but speaking for myself, like I definitely understand knowing how to do the job before hiring someone to do it. And also, when you are waiting on that income to come through and it has not yet arrived, it is a bit of a challenge to be like, I'm gonna pay somebody to do this and I
Yep.
haven't even gotten paid yet. So that's why I started to be like, oh well, who else could I enlist? So thank God I have a son. But even though he has his own schedule, but he did help me with like a flyer, for example. He did it a lot quicker than I did. But even putting up the signs, putting up those open house signs last weekend took me like an hour.
Yeah.
And it was a whole workout. So it was like, thank God the other agent was at the house. And thank God I pulled my hair back in a bun because I was like, oh my gosh. And it was
It's a
cold.
workout.
It was cold, but I was still like running up and down the street, pulling over. I was like timing myself how fast I could get out the car and unbuckle my seatbelt. I was just like, oh my God, this is something that I can pay somebody to do. But at least now I know they should be able to get 10 signs out in an hour. You know what I mean? Like, because you want to know and, be able to tell them, this is how I want you to set it up. Like, start at this end of the block or whatever. Like, being able to give a person that you're hiring direction and train them properly is critical. But I definitely understand the working,
And Davina, until
started. So,
now, this
board
paying people to
versus
do
a worker.
stuff. Yeah, this paying people to do stuff is probably not for a brand new agent. But what you
Yeah.
should be focusing on a brand new agent is how to get to that point.
Exactly.
You know,
So that's what I'm doing. I'm like taking note of that.
I remember 6 months with no paychecks. I remember longer times than that in the first 2 years. So I get it. Now, the nice thing is about the Samson services that we were talking about. Now, I don't use the Samson services anymore. I've grown to the point where I'm too big for that. But
Congratulations. I'm
yeah,
gonna just put a applause in the chat for that.
But the nice thing is you don't have to pay for those services until you close. So the fact that Samson is 100% commission, I know when you're new you have that $4.95 fee to pay, but the $200 for your transaction coordinator, the what, $250 to $400 for the concierge services, deciding what level you pick, you don't pay that out of your pocket. You pay that at closing. So you don't have to have the cash up front to do those things.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. So if you get a listing and you want to send, you want to do those things, you can do it. Samson provides you 200 just listed or just sold postcards. Samson provides you 200 postcards to renters for every open house. I talked to an agent that does over 50 million a year in volume. Didn't know that they got 200 free postcards per open house.
Me too. When I did the open house, I was like, "You're not using it," and
Yep.
and that's exactly they didn't know about it. But she's like,
Yep.
"I guess because you're new, I know all those things." So just being able to bring that to her attention.
The other
and bring value. I think that was the other thing as a new agent, talking to other new agents or just realtors in general. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not getting paid for that open house. I'm not doing it, whatever. And it's a real short-sighted mindset. Let me tell you, I don't even have a car right now. I took an Uber to that open house. And I was just listening to my inner voice saying, bring your signs. And I had 10 signs because I was like, I'm ready for an open house. I don't know how I'm getting there, but I'm going to be ready. When the opportunity knocks, I'm going to be ready to run through that door. And so I was like, how am I going in an Uber with 10 signs? And then rolling up to somebody open house is her open house. I'm just tagging along. She gonna be like, girl, you tripping. So I was like, let me just take one to listen to that guidance, but not exactly ignore it.
Yeah.
And don't you know, I got there and she was like, I only have 2 signs. I was like, what? Girl, I got 10. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, but I also took an Uber here, so I don't have a car. And she gave me the keys to her car and was like, well, go home and get the rest of them. And I was like, what? And so I went home, that's how I ended up putting up 10 signs. And then we were able to collaborate. Long story short, I went from not getting paid for an open house to her putting me as a co-agent on her listing.
Hey, that's
So,
awesome.
yeah, really awesome. And I was able to, even though I'm a new agent, share my skill set because my background, I have a strong background in sales and marketing for over 25 years. So I'm really transitioning my career from pharmaceutical sales into real estate. And all of my skills are transferable. It's just that, I haven't done a deal yet. So I
We'll get
was
you
like,
there.
well, here's how you can make this listing move. And here's the things that I would improve. And she was listening. So I was like, oh, I could be like an agent's marketing expert. Like, don't you want this thing to sell if it's been selling here for a minute? And then share those skills in the meantime. I mean, right now I'm like, just getting in where I could fit in and figuring out
You know what? It's
how
it's
how
a
it's all
it
going to
is
come
a
together.
it's a curve. It's an uphill. And if I could bottle the energy you have and give it to all the agents that I work with, I would do that.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know what pharmaceuticals you were selling, but they must be working because gosh darn it, I need that energy. So
Oh, I
so
love that. No, hopefully
the
I wasn't selling what you need, but it was. And I even was thinking outside the box. Like, so now I'm gonna do the other open house. She trusts me to do it on my own this weekend, and I'm like, we gotta get people out. Like, you have to let people know you're doing an open house. I think a lot of agents, and like it's something else being new and hungry. It's a
Yep.
different feeling when you ain't got no car and you waiting on that check to hit your bank account. I'm like, yo, my New York hustle is real. I'm like, yo, I'm about to knock on these doors. Like, I know every doctor in the Silver Spring area. I'm
Heck
about to
yeah.
roll up on them today
Hey,
with
yeah,
my
no,
flyer, doing the open house.
absolutely. That's the one thing that we teach in coaching is to leverage your previous life. If
hmm
you have a list, do you have their email addresses?
She was asking me that, and I do, and I was putting it into a spreadsheet to like
Golden.
put it in my lofty. But
Yep.
I really feel like time is of the essence in this like 1 week thing. And just a normal person, like not a doctor. But I don't even check my email that often. I try to take it once a day, but it's like a quick review. So from a doctor perspective, I'm like, no, we need to knock on their door, stand in their office, tell them what we need to tell them, 5 minutes and roll out. Like, get them the flyer, give them my card, let them know I'm a realtor now. Because a lot of them have been calling me, like, where you been? We miss you. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm a realtor now, but you could still work with me. So she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, but I just don't have a car to be rolling up. Like, before in pharmaceutical sales, they give you a car. So it was different. Like,
Yeah.
I would just drive to their office. So now I'm like, dang, am I going to be Ubering everywhere?
We need
On
to
the
we need to
bus, the
get Donnie
train.
to Donnie should start giving us cars. What do you guys think?
Yo, I'm down. I would say, yo, my car that's paid for will bring more revenue in for Samson, not just in the volume of sales, but I'm gonna be recruiting because I went to the G Car Awards event and they were like, "Who you with?" I was like, "Samson." What? I heard so many great things. I was like, "Yeah, it's dope." So I'm like, why isn't everyone not throwing these we number one DMV's flyers up? We need to be having it like a stamp that we walk with, like.
Yeah.
You ain't know we number one? Where you been at, girl? Like, where you been at?
You know what?
Oh, yes.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Davina, I love your energy, guys. I will definitely. I was trying to get the editor information off of WhatsApp. I'll make sure I get it to you guys at some point. Send me an email if you want that editor's contact information.
Okay.
it's for some reason I can't cut and paste off of WhatsApp, which is crazy. But I'll get you guys. You guys just shoot me an email, patrick@teamsowers.com, and we will get you that editor's information. So
I've just been for videos. I've just been creating them on TikTok because I felt like it does it easier for you. You can just put photos in and it turns it into a template, and it's free.
and you're at free level 1.
Exactly.
We need to
and
get to.
I just save the video and post it on every platform: Facebook, YouTube, whoever,
Yep.
Instagram.
Green screen videos are huge. Jared was talking about that at the Top Producer Takeover. If you don't know how to make a green screen video, Google it. It is so simple. You'll kick yourself. So
Yeah, I
do
didn't even
that.
think about that.
So, all right. So she's focused on open houses. She's seeing the signs. You know, I have a 14, almost 15-year-old daughter. We do signs together for open houses, and she usually works the open house with me. She is a social butterfly. She's my door greeter as folks are coming in, and it works well. So leveraging that free labor is always a good thing. So
That's a great idea. And my son's in high school. A lot of high school students want SSL hours.
Yeah.
We could just get them some SSL hours for these open house duties.
I don't think that counts, but we'll see.
You don't think so? If you're an LLC as a realtor,
yeah,
sign off on it.
That's definitely something to try. So, hey, all right. So we've got
thinking
open
outside
houses.
the box.
We've got things going on. We've got open houses looking for someone to help us get the signs in the ground, get those things done and focused. What other tasks can we take off of our plate? What's something that you spend an hour or more a week doing that you don't have to do yourself? For me, it was gathering data. I've got guilty as charged. My CRM is not where it should be. I don't have the contacts in there. I've got a free CRM, a good product given to me for free, and I'm certainly not leveraging it as well as I should. If I did, I wouldn't have time to talk to you guys because I'd be doing 30, 40 transactions and wouldn't have time to do this stuff. So it's good for you guys that I'm not doing it that way, but it's bad for me. Anything I can tell a new agent coming in, once you're to the point where you're doing your first transaction, you need to make sure that your database is updated. If I go back 11 years and if I had every single person I ever talked to in there and I had them on a drip campaign, that would have to be at least 5 deals a year that I'm missing out on because I didn't set that up day one. I'm retroactively going back and setting it up, but that is 10 times harder than doing it from day one and making it work for you instead of working on it instead of working in it. What else, guys? Let's I want this to be a flowing conversation.
Pat, how about doing the newsletters? We could post that, up to someone.
Samson does a newsletter for you, don't they?
Right.
And what does it cost you to download that and edit it with your contact information?
$0.
$0. What does it cost you to mail that out? It's $1 a piece.
Yeah.
So if you want to physically mail it, it's $1 a piece. I got to tell you, the concierge service will edit that for you and put it together to mail out. Now, if you're new, you don't want to spend that money to have them do it for you. It's a half an hour to take it, put your picture, your contact information. There's a section like a what's going on in your life section of that newsletter. You change that yourself and get it out. You can have the same mailing list saved, send it in. It's $1 a piece. So for $250, you're hitting 250 people. Can you send it to? Can you afford to send that to your farm? Do you send it to just your VIPs? You know, if you could get 50 people a month for that newsletter, just to remind them you're an agent. You're not trying to get them to buy or sell something right then. It's just to keep your name, your face in front of them in every avenue you can. I mentioned I get 3 to 5 deals a year from social media. Yes, I post videos about real estate, but I post just as many videos about barbecuing meat and driving my ugly 4-wheel drive truck off in the dirt. It's not ugly, it's beautiful. But it's getting out there. Like I shot a video, I was on the way out to Berryville. I shot a video of me walking from the gas station back to my Lexus and posted it. In 12 hours, I had like almost 200 views. And it was on the way to Berryville for a listing. You know what? That just reminds people that I'm an agent. My 3 to 5 deals, most of them come from people I knew in high school. I still live in the town where I went to high school, and that's rare, especially in Northern Virginia. But I get a call from a high school friend. Hey, mom or dad has passed away, and mom or dad needs to sell the house. They're moving to assisted living. They're moving with us. They want to retire. They want to move to Florida. Whatever the case may be, I'm getting that. Would you mind helping mom or dad out? No, I'm too busy. No, heck no. Of course I'm going to help mom and dad out. How much effort do I have to put into getting that transaction? Not much. If their son is saying, "Hey, I went to high school with Pat. I see him online every day. I know he's doing the things right." It's not a lot of effort on my behalf to get those things done, to get that deal in the bank. So that's 3 to 5 a year. Now, here's a revenue source that is so underutilized, it's insane. Here in the DMV area, what percentage of your listings are not rebuying in this area? For me, it's probably 60+% of the listings that I'm doing, that person is leaving the state. They're not buying a house back in the DC metro area. Are you making any money when they buy a house in another state? I am. I have about a 90% capture rate with my folks moving out of state to get a referral fee. Did one yesterday. 25% of a deal somewhere else in the country, and all you had to do is find a realtor, fill out the form, and send it. Not hard at all. Hey, Mr. Seller, I understand you guys are moving to Utah. Do you already have an agent in Utah? 99%. No, we haven't talked to anybody yet. Hey, can I do you a favor? I have a network of agents throughout the country that I communicate with. When they're sending people into our area, I work with their people. When I'm sending people to their area, they're working there. Would you let me interview 3 of them to see which one I think would be the best for you? So then I go out on the group on Facebook. It's called, anybody know? Keller Williams Group? Lab Coat Agents. Lab Coat Agent Referrals. Go find that group on Facebook and watch for referrals. The chances on you getting an incoming referral on that are slim to none. They usually slant towards the KW folks. But when I send out to everywhere else, I just went to Roanoke. I got 2 agents in 5 minutes that wanted to take my referral in Roanoke. I get my 25-30%. And all I had to do is make a couple phone calls, talk to a couple people, make sure they were real, Google them, search them on homes.com to make sure they've actually done some transactions, Google them, make sure that there's nobody complaining about them out there, talk to them for 5 minutes, and then I just made 25-30% of a transaction for 25-30 minutes of my time. If you're not capturing those referrals when your people are leaving the DC Metro, you're missing free money. If you got nothing else out of this today, go get that free money. It's out there. That's all you got to do. All right. What else we got?
Hey, Pat, what's that called again?
Lab Coat Agents. Lab coat, like the doctors wear a coat.
Okay.
You guys, there's a Lab Coat Agents group that you can join, and then there's a Lab Coat Referrals. We're not competing for business on there because, like I said, that's 95% KW agents. They'll let the rest of us in because they want our referrals. So I can tell you when I'm sending referrals to another area, if I've got 3 to choose from and one of them is not KW, they might get my referral over the KW one because I know the KW ones are sucking all the referrals out of the group, but I really don't care. As long as they're a competent agent, I'm getting my 25-30% and I'm happy. I can tell you 75% of your effort is getting a client. 25% of it is actually doing a transaction with them. I offer a 50% referral to anybody sending me a referral. Now I have agents that don't ask for 50, so I don't pony up the rest. But when I'm hunting for one, I offer 50%. So if you're on Lab Coach and you're trying to grab one, man, bump it up. I offer 50% to oncoming referrals, and that might get you that referral over that KW agent that's only paying 25. So you think about it this way, 75% of your work is getting someone to work with you. 25% is doing the transaction. So if we can get them in-house for 50%, you've saved money. Right? And since Samson is giving you 100% of your money, you're really not losing very much at all. It's like being at another brokerage and paying a 25% referral. Right? All right. So work on your business, not in your business. Having the right partners with you. How many of you guys are leveraging a lender to help you cover some of your marketing costs? Are you? Nope. Should you
Well,
be?
I did reach out to a lender to help create a flyer, like to show buyers what the listing would cost, and she
Yep.
made a really nice flyer. But I didn't
Absolutely.
want to ask her to pay to print it, or have them print it and pick them up from her or something.
Ashley, you're raising your hand, or you're just saying yes, you do?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Tell me about your relation. Don't tell. You can tell me who your lender is if you want, but tell me what they do for you.
So I work with Fulton Bank, I work with Fairway Mortgage, Navy Federal is my favorite. But anyway, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But they invest in my buyer guides, and if I have any events throughout the summer, they pay for all of that because they get consistent business.
Be careful having disclaimer on the side. Be careful having them pay for the entirety of anything. That could get both of you in trouble. So what you have to do when you're doing marketing, associate broker talking here for a second, not coach. If they're doing marketing with you, it has to be equal return for equal effort. So if you do a postcard and they have 50% of the space on the postcard, they can pay for 50% of it. And that's subjective. If you have their information on both sides, it's probably 50%, even though 75 of it's pointed towards you. But you want to make sure they're paying for the portion that they're getting.
So let me ask you this quick question. Thank you for that. If one is paying a percentage and the other one's paying percentage, is that the same rule or no?
As long as they are getting equal portions of the event. So
Yes, they are.
I host a dinner quarterly right now, and invite all my contacts. I don't care if you're there. There is no such thing as someone who's not a client. You have customers and clients. There's no past clients. There's no future clients. They're either a customer or a client. As soon as you discuss real estate with them, they are a client. Whether you have a signed agreement or not, you need to think of them as a client.
Can you go back to what you were saying about the referrals? Because I was actually wondering about that. I came from Keller Williams. I wasn't sure we could do that at Samson.
Yep,
Is it a
absolutely.
form, or how do you do it?
So you can do inbound for referrals. You can get a referral from anywhere. And you can pay for that referral if they are a licensed agent anywhere in the country. So if you know someone in Utah who's an agent, and why do I keep saying Utah? If you know somebody in Michigan who's an agent and they send you a referral and they want to receive compensation for that, there's a form you complete. It has to be signed by your broker and their broker, and then that form goes in your deal. If they sent you the referral, it goes in your deal, and then they get paid at closing whatever percentage you tell them to pay. We absolutely 100% you can do that. Samson takes a minimal fee. It's I don't even remember what it was. It's so minimal. It's basically like the transaction fee they take out of it. If you're getting a referral, that's if you're getting a referral in. You're getting out there. It doesn't cost you anything. It's whatever the percentage is. Incoming referrals, again, there's a form you complete signed by both brokers, and then that way. In our national law says that the only way you can make money from a real estate transaction is if you are a realtor. So you just have to make sure you're sending it to a licensed agent and through their brokerage, not directly to them. Lab Coats is a Keller Williams group. They let other agents in it, but they want more agents in there to get more referrals. And like I said, more KW folks are getting them than other folks, but that's where they are. If you're co-marketing, I do my dinners quarterly. I invite everybody I know. They're either customers or clients. They're not past clients. They're future clients because they've been a client once. They'll be a client again. I've got like a 99.8% retention. If you've done one deal with me, I get you for your next deal. I've only lost one or two, and it was their new girlfriend's mom was an agent. There was something outside the realm that I couldn't control. If you lose one, pout for 30 seconds and then be a goldfish, 10-second memory, move on to the next transaction. You literally cannot get them all. My nephew used another agent to buy his third home. Oh, I was flaming mad, but it turns out it was an office exclusive. I had no way of getting it. So the agent they got it from, it was in their office. Well, guess what? He's now selling that house in Berryville. I drove out there, and that's my new listing out in Berryville. So it's not that he didn't want to use me. It's for this particular house. It was a friend of a friend who knew about it, and it was an in-house deal, a pocket transaction, whatever nasty term we want to give it. So you can't get them all, but you want to make sure. So this dinner, my lender partner, Sean at Embrace Home Loans, he pays for half of the meal. So I go out and drop $2,000 on a dinner, and he picks up half of it because majority of the people in there are his clients as well. They're people that have done loans with him. So he has no problem doing that. He'll invite it, he'll actually invite some of his people who don't have an agent. Somebody hit them online, got pre-approved, doesn't have an agent. He'll invite those people to the dinner. So I then have a chance to pick up a new customer or client. So leverage them. If you're mailing out postcards, put that, share space on that postcard and have them pay. You need a percentage. So, and it's better if you're not having them pay you. For instance, when you're ordering postcards on Samson through the print center, you pay with a credit card. Well, you can split it in half. So if you're doing 1,000 postcards, you can order 500 at a time, 2 different transactions, have him pay for one of them, you pay for the other one. So split everything. If you've got more than one lender, awesome. What about your home inspector? Does your home inspector want to get more business from you? Maybe he'll put his logo on there and his contact information on there. Maybe you're giving him 25% of the space on the postcard. Then get him to pay 25% of your mailing costs. So leverage, again, not working in your business, working on your business, leveraging those outside relationships to help pay your marketing bill. Carmen, I see your hand up.
Tell me about how you do your dinner parties. Like, are you renting out rooms at a restaurant? Or are you just having a corner at a restaurant? Like,
it depends. I have done, my biggest one I ever did is I rented a theater at Alamo's Cinnamon and Draft House. And we didn't fill it. The event cost just over $3,000. So out in the hallways, we had client appreciation signs up, telling people about that it was a private event. Team Sour's client appreciation was out in the hallway. I stood out in the hallway and, wait a minute, you're a realtor and you're paying for your clients to go see a movie? Avengers Endgame. It was, number one in the box office. I rented a theater and invited all my friends, clients, future clients, customers, the dog walker that I bumped into the day before. I invited all of them to come. They just had to say that they were with us when they came in the door. They came back, we checked them off a list, and they were able to go in. I paid for their drinks, their food, their candy. There was a minimum food buy. The total bill was just over $3,000. I split that with my lender and my title company, so I paid $1,000. You know how many people are still talking about that movie event?
I bet.
They all are.
Endgame next year.
We're doing another one soon. You all can come. I don't mind paying for you. You just can't talk to them about you being an agent. They're mine. You can't have.
I can. I'm happy to be your Maryland person.
Hey, we can talk about that, Carmen, for sure. I have a local restaurant, and we do Taco Tuesdays. I actually have Let's Taco About Real Estate, Not Your Average Realtor T-shirts that I wear to those events. So Alamo Draft House cost about $3,000. I invited anybody and everybody I knew. That way they had a chance to come in. We put our signage out in the hallway so people walking by. You're a realtor and you paid for a movie theater for your clients? Absolutely. Would you like to come to the next one? And I hand them my business card. Let me know, contact me. I'll put you on the list. All right. Did that. We do dinners. Local restaurant, taco place. We had to expand. We've done it there twice. We've had to expand the room and get bigger space each time. So we actually took the main center of the restaurant last time, filled it with people, and then there's people sitting like in the side rooms looking over like, what's going on? They've got raffle tickets over there. We gave away like 8 baskets. I had my home inspector pay for a basket. I had the lender pay for a basket. I had one of my title friends pay for a basket. I had the lender, I had him pay one. I paid for one. So we had like these giant baskets. It was Christmas time, so it was easy to go to Sam's, pick up these big gift baskets and give them away. Yep. I have, I tell you what, I do, let's see, can you guys see it? I do Yetis, name brand. Do not give away knockoff stuff. You can get a knockoff of this that's just fine, but everyone, oh my gosh, an actual Yeti? Guess what? Those are $50. You know how often I give them away? Every time I see a new listing or a buyer. If I didn't give it to someone at a listing, I give it to them at their closing. You know what? It's got my name on it. And if it's a Yeti, they're going to use it. I can tell you what, I walk around here. Look at this one. First Heritage Mortgage. That's not a Yeti, but I'm not hateful. I'll take anything. I've got a whole stack of those in here I use when people come in for drinks. But the Yeti, I've got a whole shelf over here of Yetis. They cost me between $30 and $50 a piece. Here's a question. Are you allowed to give a gift that costs $50?
Marketing.
If it's marketing, if your information is on it, it becomes marketing, not a gift. So,
Not a gift.
yeah, I did Cutco knives for the longest time. It was a nice box set, and it had the spreader. And if you guys know Cutco, that nice spreader that's in there, it's thank you for spreading the word. And it said it right on the spreader and had my contact information and logo. I can tell you, nothing makes me happier than to walk into one of my clients' homes and it's out, or they're doing cheese or butter or something, and that is sitting out on the counter. Because gosh darn it, that's $100 spreader.
And that's Cutco's best product, is that spreader.
Yeah, absolutely. The pizza cutter's awesome, but you're cutting off the relationship. Let's not do that.
Rocky has a question about adding loan officers and home inspectors to the website.
To whose website?
To his, I guess.
Your Samson Properties website?
Yes.
On the record, as long as you don't add a title company, I don't think you're going to have a problem.
Okay.
If you go to mine, it says team, and I actually have a couple loan officers on there. I encourage you to give them at least one choice with First Heritage.
Okay.
I work with a couple loan officers at First Heritage, and gosh darn it, they do a good job. I just have a better relationship with someone else that's actually helping me grow my business. So I recommend them first. I'm very careful when someone says they need a referral to give them at least two. One, I'm actually thinking about putting a disclaimer, a disclosure form in my listing and buying package that says that I'm not responsible for the people I refer to you. These are people that I have worked with, that I trust, but when they mess up, don't call me and complain. Please let me know about it so I don't recommend them again, but I have no control over that. So I always like to give them two choices. But I generally, they ask you, well, which one would you use? Even though you gave them two choices, they ask you, and that's great. I got to switch cups. I'm out of coffee now. I need vinegar.
Great, or you have it diluted.
Very good. So the taco dinners, he charges me $10 a head. We pack that place out. And again, I invite anybody who wants to come. I'd make it a special invite so they don't feel like it's just like an open invite. But I invite anybody because everybody needs a place to live. Almost everybody has a place to live. And guess what? They're going to move. They're going to retire. They're going to pass away. They're going to have a friend, aunt, uncle, brother, someone. So I want them to remember that I'm a realtor and that I'm available. That's what this is all about. That's when you're shifting from working in your business to on your... How many times have I said that? Quite a few, right? And it's not trying to make it a cliche. Just want to drive it home. Where your value is yourself. Monica, what you got?
Good morning. So, couple things. This is all great information. So Friday I retired, so I'm officially a full-time realtor. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm getting my mindset because the life of a full-time realtor is different than the life of a dual career realtor. So I'm getting my head wrapped around that. But I am meeting tomorrow with one of my lenders that I've known for a while. And we talk about different ways. So I have this magazine that comes from Reminder Media.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask him if he'd like to help split the cost because 50 of these are $249. So if he can help, and it's got great stuff. There's some recipes that I've already tried, and it's not asking you to buy or sell a house. It's just tips and trips.
It's a hug. I call that magazine a hug. I am a Reminder Media guy too.
Yes.
Now, as you mentioned, not a cheap spend. You're looking at 50 for $250. It scales down a little bit, but not a cheap spend. So you want to target that list very carefully. I am not sending that to anyone under the age of 30 because people under the age of 30 are not picking up a magazine and reading it. They want to read it on their phone, God knows where, usually sitting in traffic or somewhere else inappropriate. They're reading their stuff on their phone. So you get a digital version of that you can send out to them.
Right, I do have that. I'm sending this to past clients and those
Stop. You need to remove that. I'm sorry, I'm being a stupid jerk right now. Remove that word from your vocabulary. You send that to clients. There are
Sending
no
this to
such
clients?
thing,
Yeah.
no such thing as a past client.
Okay.
There's
so
that
this-
mindset you were talking about. You need to think of every person you ever talk to as a customer. As soon as you talk to them about real estate, they're a client.
Okay.
And if they've done a deal, were you on in the beginning when we talked about how much money a client's worth?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're making, well, say $5,000 to $10,000. You're leaving 100 plus on the table if you're not leveraging that relationship. You're not sending them hugs. The magazine is a hug. You're sending them, I got to tell you, if you've ever referred someone to me, you get a big gift once a year. Fruit basket, for edible arrangements, you can get a really nice basket for around $40. You're mailing that out. So you're not in the middle of a transaction with them that's not foreseen as a gift as much as you're giving a gift to a friend. So you're not sending it from your real estate company, you're sending it from yourself. Hey, happy birthday, happy house anniversary. Once a year, they're getting something so that they remember I'm still breathing and I still can help them.
Yes. Okay. Great. Yeah.
All right. You had something else, Monica. What you got?
No, I just was, I wanted to just put that out there, and I like the idea with the Yetis and stuff like that. So we're going to get together tomorrow to see how we can work together and help grow each other's businesses.
So you could see on one side is information. This is my personal one. This is my gift to myself when I passed my broker's test. You can put your logo on one side, their logo on the other side, and split the cost of the item. Again, you're looking for 50%. If they're paying, if they get 25% of something, they can pay for 25% of it. So your magazine, how many pages in that magazine talk about you being a realtor? One, generally one. So you need to make sure there is one full page talking about them being a lender. Then you're getting 50% of the ad space. They can cover 50% of the bill.
Okay.
Yep.
That's very helpful.
Yep.
Thank
awesome.
you.
Zach, you're next, buddy. What's up?
So when it comes to sharing some of the marketing costs, like you did events at restaurants, do you ever share the marketing costs with the restaurant, not just somebody else in the real estate business or a lender?
I don't with the restaurant because the one particular one I'm using right now, I'm working on a $10 million land deal with. So I'm certainly not asking for any marketing dollars from him. I'm already getting a extremely reduced price on my event. For him, it's easy because it's a fixed event. He knows his labor cost ahead of time. He can give me, a taco dinner, a 2 or 3 taco dinner is probably $14 right now, and a soda's $3. So I'm getting $17 for 10. So I'm already leveraging that relationship to get that. And I got to tell you, before my last event, I'm sitting there talking to the owner of the restaurant. His brother has a very large commercial piece of land that he is trying to market, and he was trying to get that. I picked up a lead in the middle of my event, $10 million potential deal. So I'm very excited about that. You always be listening to what's going on around you. I got to tell you, I can be in a crowded restaurant, 150 people in there talking, and somebody 5 tables away will mention real estate. Guess what? I put my hand up like this so my wife knows I'm listening to what's going on halfway across the restaurant. And I gotta tell you, I'm not shy. Hey, I'm sorry, I wasn't eavesdropping, but I happen to notice you're talking about real estate. If there's anything I can do for you, the card, no obligation. Advice is always free, but remember it's worth what you pay for it. I've done that 100 times. I've gotten 2 transactions out of it. 35 seconds of my time, 100 times, and I got $30,000 to $40,000 out of it. It was worth my time. I had a guy in his car, we got at Sam's Club, in his car, screaming on the phone to somebody about a real estate deal gone bad. You know what I did? On the window, and just handed him a card. Call me, I can help you with your problem. He called me, I didn't get a deal out of it, but I got a new friend. One of my repeat customers, I am at 4 transactions with this family. I was in a barber shop waiting to get my hair cut. The woman in the chair, sitting there talking to the barber, her son was getting his hair cut, was talking about all these problems she's having selling her house. And the barber knew I was a realtor, so he's like, Pat, I was just waiting for the second to chime in. Pat, what do you think? I said, you tell you what, because you have an agent, I can't really give you specific advice. That would be unethical of me, but I can give you general guidance, public knowledge, and helped her out, walked her through, gave her my card and said, hey, if your realtor needs help with anything we talked about, Tell him I'm not trying to steal his client. I'm just trying to help you, and happy to help him help you. Removed myself from any ethical possibilities, and just it went from there. 2 doors down, 2 seats down from me was this guy. He goes, hey, can I get one of those cards too? We have 2 houses to sell and 1 to buy. All right, huge red flag for me. When someone says they have an incredible opportunity, like 2 houses to sell and 1 to buy, you should investigate before you invest too much effort in it. Guess what? I got a call about 4 or 5 days later. They came in the office, sat down. They gave me the address of the 2 townhouses they want to sell and told me what they were looking for in a house. 3 months later, I had them both sold, had them under contract to buy a house, and then their brother wanted to buy a house too. 4 transactions from a conversation in a barbershop. Guess what I was doing in that barbershop? I got a prize for whoever can tell me what I wasn't doing and what I was doing while I was sitting in that barbershop. First hand up gets it. All right, I get it. I'm giving myself a prize then. I was working on my business. Oh, too late. On my business, not in my business. Constantly looking for opportunities to have conversations. That's where it is. So guys, we're going to wrap this up. 2 things to talk about. You guys got some free coaching today. A couple my coaching clients are on this call. Don't identify yourselves. You'll be held guilty of association. Samson has a one-on-one coaching program called Samson Plus. I am one of, I think we're up to about 15 coaches now. Some of them are filled to capacity. Some of us have a couple spots left. I think I picked up 3 new people in the last week who identify that they need a new mindset for their business, and they're coming in. Because you were on this call, you get 1 free one-on-one coaching with me or one of the other coaches. If you want to talk to one of them, I can connect you. But 1 free session, we'll sit down, we'll talk about your business specifically. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, but this is a coaching process. Mentoring is a senior agent coming alongside a junior agent and helping them through the process on how to do something. A psychologist, therapy is looking at your past and trying to fix it to move forward. A coach is the person that makes you the best you can be. I'm not going to take a 350-pound lineman and try to turn him into a quarterback. It's not going to work. I'm not going to take you and try to turn you into me. Way I do think, you're never going to be me, and I'm never going to be you. Coach Casey Samson, you got to tell you, most arrogant guy I've ever met, and it works for him. It's who he is, and it works. I couldn't pull off Casey Samson. I'm never going to try, but I learn a lot from Casey Samson. So if you're on this call, you get free coaching from me, 1 session. Hit me up in the email. We'll schedule a time to do that. We'll spend about 45 minutes to an hour together taking your business apart. I'm going to do a lot more listening than talking for the first 30 minutes. And then we're going to talk about some ideas. And guess what? Everything I do, I stole from someone else who does it better than me, and I make it work within the Samson model. So I'll make suggestions, but guess what? You're still the boss. Don't want to make cold calls? Great. Remove that out. Don't want to do open houses? Great. Pull that out. Let me help you find things that you're willing to do that will grow your business. So that's open to all you guys. Just, give me a shout if you're interested in that. And the other thing that I would be very remiss, I am not an employee of Samson Properties, and I can freely speak my mind. The reason that we have to pay a $99 fee every month is because not enough agents were using Cardinal Title. They all wanted their cake, and they wanted to eat it too. They wanted 100% commission, and then they wanted that title partner that was helping them pay for marketing or giving them a referral fee or whatever, which is illegal, by the way. Samson would not exist. We would not be working on the very extremely, 100% once you've done some transactions, only 500 in the beginning. I can tell you every other brokerage is taking between 30 and 50% of you when you're a new agent. Samson is sewing so much into us with all the software and packages, and I can tell you they are operating in the red every month to the tune of 6 figures in the red every month. And the only way they can sustain that is because of Cardinal Title and our support as agents for Cardinal Title. If you haven't used them, gosh darn it, give them a try. They're worth it. If you've used them and you had a problem, I want to know about it. I have a direct line to Carrie and to Reed to discuss any issues an agent has had, because I got to tell you, my first deal there did not go well. And then I had a talk with them. It was a little bit heated, and then I got promised that it was going to be fixed. And guess what? They fixed everything I asked them to fix. Anytime I have a problem, I contact them. I walk them through the situation. Sometimes the problem's not their fault. Sometimes it's something they can do better. So if you have tried them and you have a problem, let me know. If you haven't, please do. Give them a try. You'll be surprised. Not every processor is created equally over there, but they all work hard. And I know the new manager of the processors, and she is the best processor I've ever had. So hopefully she's training all of them to the standard level that she was at. So shameless plug. Cardinal Title is what puts the gas in the tank so that we all get the tools and the services that we get free or next to free because of that relationship. So I am not an employee of Samson Properties, and I'm free to speak my opinion. And if you're not using Cardinal, please don't jump on my free calls anymore. Okay? Enough said. Wonderful, guys. Thank you very much. You guys, my email is patrick@teamsowers.com. My phone number is 571-233-1949. I am always here to help if you need anything at all. Thank you. Have a great day.